Hello, welcome to the Nearly Show. I've got my new haircut and a very nice end of lockdown thing happened yesterday. I was sitting in the sunshine reading my paperback book outside the barber's, and a guy walked past and stopped, and he said, a man goes into a bookshop and says, have you got any books about turtles? And the bookseller says, hardback? He said, yeah, hardback, but with little hands and feet sticking out the corners. And then he said, I'll tell you another joke when I'm coming back. And he went off again. So I'll tell you the other joke after I've read you this, which is another bit of writing I've been doing. This is called Declaration, and it's a kind of built-in update, really. Recently second jabbed, I take the bus to the Whittington. Notice on the street not the sprightly shoppers, but those who move more cautiously amongst them, with the aid of sticks or partners. At the hospital, I go straight up to the pod on floor 4, where Roland takes my bloods and gives me yet another COVID test. Through our masks, I chat to a woman I've seen on the ward. We compare side effects, curse the consultants who ask, how are you? Like the answer is fine, thanks, and then reveal the results of the scan which shows how it's spread. We say, see you next time, hopefully. And it dawns on me, these are my people now. Those who have bags instead of bowels, who are attached by tubes to bottled balloons which deflate over days, pumping in potions. Being newly deemed nearly dead, I'm lost and found, medicated and modified, othered and tethered, queered and freed. Full name, Christopher John Mead. Date of birth, 22/6/56. Hospital number, 020222961. I hereby declare what I haven't before, that I am transitioning beyond the limitations of life-normative culture, identify as pan-sentient, mortality fluid, hyper-alive. The future is non-binary, within me, without me, with me here for a bit longer, possibly. Meanwhile, my sizzling steroid mind's gone multi-temporal, polyamorously re-inhabiting conversations, conflicts, caresses from all stages of friendship, work and love life. I'm sifting and sorting, wondering what words to erase or re-edit, what still to express, what balance between inner and outer reflects real me. I'm seeing in loved ones who they were, are and will be, holding all of them close. Close, close, close. And I amble home in step with my fellow shufflers and our kind carers. We cover us up against the sunlight. We, the plumbed in, inhabiters of the now for now, utterers of howls and sighs, deep appreciators of children's laughter and the blossomist blossom. So then this guy walks back the other way and he stops by me again and says, so there's a man in Crouch End yesterday who he was with 60 penguins. I said, what are you doing with 60 penguins? He said, I'm taking them to the zoo, and off he went to the zoo. But then today I was in Crouch End and the man was there with 60 penguins still. I said, what happened? Did you take them to the zoo? What happened? He said, yeah, it went so well. We're going to the cinema today. Joke. And then he told me that he came from Amsterdam, and I said, oh, that's a great city. And he said, yes, but I am only a small potato. And then he went home. Isn't it wonderful to have things like that happening again, bumping into little experiences and people saying strange stuff to you? Yeah, good. Yesterday was my first day of the new chemo regime, which is a long day, 9 till 5, but went not too bad. And now I've got them attached to an amazing pump they give you. I've got a PICC line in my arm, and I come home with this pump, which is basically a balloon that deflates over the next couple of days and pumps chemo drugs into me when I then go back to be detached from it. Incredible, actually, remarkably easy. I'm trying to write about I'm inventing an imaginary socialist, feminist, utopian community of the of the last century, and particularly the 60s, and then how it might have developed today. And I was reading books like this, Among the Bohemians, which is about the old boring old Bloomsbury group, but slightly beyond as well. Isadora Duncan, Augustus John and his gang, the sort of gypsy lovers. Edward Carpenter up in Sheffield. Very interesting people, rule breakers, and in which is also kind of dodgy territory. The Argonauts, another fantastic book. I'm very proud of this signed copy I managed to get hold of in New York, and I think she writes brilliantly about otherness and about this notion of the natural and the unnatural, and experiences which sort of shatter those assumptions about which is what. Don't know quite what I'm saying there. Now, this was a find. I bought this on the interweb. It's called The Future Will Be Green, and it's written by somebody who used to be called Tamo de Jong, who was a kind of 60s hippie artist. He did the cover for that King Crimson album, which is above my head. But also looking back on this year, which has been such a mixture. It's been the year from hell for lots of us. And, with my condition sort of especially. But it's also been a year I really treasure it. I felt very close to lots of people. I felt creative enough at the time. It's been special. And then what else is on my mind? We've been working on a kind of new version of this Last Tangle, which is the tape slide that Hat and I worked on when we were a lot younger, and exploring sexual politics and sexuality as part of Hat's end of year show at Art College. And it's been great going back over that stuff and thinking about it, taking some new, can you believe it, pictures which sort of connect with what we were talking about then, and also digging up some other pictures that we took of each other, some of which I'd never seen before.
Cool. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Walking in the summertime is wonderful, but standing still is better. The hum of traffic, rain upon my face is sweeter, softer, wetter. Birdsong in the trees, a shriek of God. I hear my own blood pump, rhythm through my veins. You call my name, and I get goosebumps. We're strolling through the city, through the muddle and the jostle. Business women, bogeymen, the shamans, the sharks and the apostle. Stand at your farm tube and listening to all that buzz and thump. Beating through my veins, you call my name, and I get goosebumps. Skeins of geese and clouds of starlings, tourists, grifters, murdered darlings, to a tune by Laura Marley. Homes of famous fools and frogs, commoners and queens and lords, the biter and the oligarchs and the gunner bros. Drink outside a pub in Camden Town, talking roundhouse, Dingwalls, the heyday of the underground. The rock and roll, the soul, the jive and the jump, dancing in my brain. You sing my name, and I get goosebumps. Bus ride arm in arm, we're calm and warm. High rise on the skyline, nearly home. Cross town, 1 block so black and stump. burning through my veins when you say that name. I get goosebumps. The buried, frozen out, unclothed, the dust to dusted. No one knows what happens when our eyes fall closed. Was that our moment in the sun? A guided tour of all we've done. The street cries of London. Walking in the summertime is wonderful, but getting home is good. Time to catch the news and have a drink, prepare some food. You look at me and smile, I hear my own blood pump. The rhythm through my veins, you call my name, and I get goosebumps. Rhythm through my veins, you call my name, and I get goosebumps.